Hello, everybody. Tarryn Reeves, the CEO and founder of Four Eagles Publishing and the Publishing House Concierge. And today I'm joined by one of my beautiful authors, Bonnie Shutz. How are you, Bonnie?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm pretty sure I just pronounced your last name wrong again. It's Shutz.
Shutz. Yes. Shutz. Yes. No problem.
Why I keep wanting to pronounce it incorrectly. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Now, Bonnie is the founder, CEO, COO, all the C's at Tandem Resource Solutions. So Tandem Resource Solutions is an everything admin company providing virtual assistant services, administrative recruiting for different higher admin roles, resume writing, VEA mentorship, and more. Bonnie works with all types of people, but has a special place in her heart for women in business. Her team is diverse across nationalities, ages, and localities. Many are single mothers, stay-at-home mums, military wives, and women who have been aged out of their corporate roles but still have so much to give. She is compassionate, nurturing, and empathetic business owner coming off over 27 years working as an executive assistant in the corporate world. She has overcome adversity in her 20s, married an alcoholic, faced a decade as a single parent, and overcome obstacles to become happier and more focused on what she wants to accomplish in her second act. What a journey, Bonnie. Tell me all about your journey from, I suppose, being an executive assistant in corporate and starting Tandem Resource Solutions. How was that? How did that come about?
Well, let me see where to start. So I was quite satisfied as an executive assistant in corporate. It was a very fulfilling career. Nothing bad about it whatsoever. I just got to a certain age, came of age, where it started to become not enough for me. And so I wanted something more. And at the time, I was assisting a CEO of a software company, which was the highest level an administrative professional could be. So there was no place for me to go. I think my stars aligned, I like to say. And something happened at the office that I wasn't happy about. And it just kind of gave me that kick in the butt, so to speak. To think about what it was that I wanted. So I came home and I spoke to my husband and I said, I need more, I need something else. So he was aware of it. I started speaking to my friend in the office who was the office recruiter. And she said, Bonnie, slap me in the head. Bonnie, you have been doing this for so many years. Why don't you recruit? And that never occurred to me. And I said, well, let's do it. So she and I started Tandem as a 100% side hustle outside of our full-time job, just recruiting administrative people, and she was on the technical side. So she was recruiting developers and technical people. So a little while in, we quickly learned that through our networking and through speaking to successful entrepreneurs and just, high-level business people, that the only way we were going to make our company work was if we gave it 100%. She was in a different place in her life where she could not quit her job. And that's fine. I understand that. I have definitely been there. But I could. I was fortunate enough to have a husband working full-time with insurance and things like that we needed. And, with his support, I went into my boss and I said, boss, I love what you did with your company, and I want to be just like you when I grow up. So, build them up first, so that they can't have a negative reaction. I said, I want to start a multi-million-dollar company too. And here's my 1 month notice. I'm going to quit and do my company full time. He loved it. He was super supportive. And so I did it. I just took that leap of faith and quit my job in 2017 and started 100% into Tandem Resource Solutions, fully as a recruiter. But I quickly turned to, I needed something in between recruitments to sustain me. And I had heard of virtual assistants, had no idea if it was a legitimate profession. I honestly, my opinion was that it was a call center in the Philippines. Like that's what virtual assistants were. I had no idea. So I just went and I looked on the advertisements online, and we have in the US, we have a site that those in the US will be very familiar with, and it's called Craigslist. And it's just a list for every city and every state to find jobs. And it's less expensive, and it's, just a really easy platform to find jobs. Well, I replied to a virtual assistant position. I thought, darn it, I've been a virtual assistant in my whole career because I had bosses that were traveling. And so I thought, let's do this. So I applied and I got that position and started working it. It came rather easily. I mean, not to brag. It came easily because it was just what I've been doing. Right. I've been doing it for so long anyway. It was different because I had to consider them a client rather than a boss. And I was the boss. I could schedule my own time and do my own thing. And so that went okay for me. But what I started to do was put it out there to the world that I had started this company and what I was doing, and that I became a virtual assistant if anybody needed help. Well, instead of gaining clients or getting interest from clients, I got interest from friends and family and ex-colleagues and coworkers and everybody coming saying, I want to work for you. I want to do that too. I'm like, wow, really? You mean, and I don't have to do it? Of course we could do that. So my second partner at the time and I said, let's do this. Let's build a VA agency. And so now I am on my own again. That the same situation with that second partner, lessons learned. I'm on my own and been doing it successfully now for almost 6 years. I have the virtual assistance business has just boomed during COVID as we were already the virtual experts, right? And then I still do the recruiting for direct hire administrative positions. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Oh, wow.
As short as I can keep it.
Yeah, no, that's such an amazing journey. And your VAs, do you offer specific services to specific people, or is it kind of like you're really big and you've got experts in kind of all of the things for online businesses?
Right. We are a general VA agency, meaning we can support in almost any fashion. But we do have levels of virtual assistants. So we have what I call the VA, who is intermediate skill set. And then we have a VEA, who could be like someone that's come from corporate America like myself, or someone that's a virtual assistant who has successfully supported 5+ clients for 5 years or more. So there's a couple different levels, and clients vary on what they want with the level of VA and the experience needed. But then we also have those in subcategories. So they have specialties, like they might specialize in SEO or in social media or admin work. So then we have those about 5 subcategories that people will find on our website that they can choose from for specific support.
That's so good. And tell me more about the mentorship for executive assistants.
Yeah, that was just kind of something that fell in my lap. Just as I've discovered in supporting the VAs on my team, I really like to coach and just impart upon them the things that have happened during my career, and just say, boy, if I would have had a mentor or somebody to tell me that when I was young, let's do this. So I started with a couple of free mentorships, and I quickly realized it was a large time investment, and I was pulled in so many different directions that I changed it to a paid service, very reasonably paid service. And it just started happening through a Facebook group that I'm in for executive assistants. And many of them wanted to pivot their lives and their careers to virtual, especially again during COVID. So it just materialized. And then I started getting referrals In fact, this last week, I got my first mentee that came back to me and said she got her dream job, and she like attributed it all to me. So it's been like a wonderful, most fulfilling thing for me. I'm also on the advisory board of the Association of Virtual Assistants. And so I reached out to my fellow advisory board members and asked them to join my team as mentors. And there's 5 of us now on the mentorship team.
Amazing. That's such a beautiful story of business growth. Congratulations. I know that that must have been quite a journey for you to arrive at. So well done to you. Now, you are writing a chapter inside of a book called Phoenix Rising that my publishing company is releasing in September. Tell me about the writing experience for you, because I know that when we first met, you were like, oh no, I'm not a writer. I don't even read. Tell me how the experience was for you.
Yes. So I just feel like it was rather a bit of faith, Tarryn, honestly. It was just, when you reached out to me, it was like perfect timing in my mind. I have always loved to write, and truth be told, I never read. I am not someone to join a book club. I have books back there, but they're for appearances. No, I will like skim through some pages to find if they're informational, find things. But, you know, I could tell you the only books I've read in the last, this is going to be kind of funny and a little off color, but the only books I've honestly read in my adult life are the 50 Shades of Grey books.
Oh, those are good books though, right? I'm a fan.
They're the only ones I've read. Does that say what kind of person I am? That's horrible.
Not at all.
But yes, and you noticed, I think, when I posted that I was going to be a part of this book, a very good friend of mine, she's like, congratulations, but you don't even read. And she knew me that well. You know, I'm finding that as a business person, I'm starting to delve into reading more just to get educated. And so because I've always loved to write and I'll read my own things, I thought, perfect timing. Thank you. It was like total fate. And I thank you for that, because it got me out of that imposter syndrome or fear of actually doing it, and starting slow and starting with chapters instead of a full book is a great, you know, introductory type way for me to get into it. And so all I've written in the past are blogs for my VA website, and, you know, social media posts. I haven't written much else. But I was always told I had a great story to tell. So now I'm telling it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, you know, it's just proof that you don't have to be a professional writer or be, you know, obsessed with books or anything like that to be an author and to use storytelling in your business, because storytelling is the best teaching tool, right? So when you're mentoring your VAs or EAs, and you're wanting to tell them something, you would likely use story, yes, rather than really bland data. It gets the point across, and they remember story, and they remember more relatable, emotive content rather than just, you know, really bland statistics and facts, I guess. It's just the way the human psyche works. And when you were writing, how did you find the process?
I loved it. I mean, you've been super supportive, and I appreciate you for that. I had the story in my mind. I attended one of your workshops or your lives, and you helped me with one paragraph. And I think just that one paragraph that you helped me with, it got me to see the process in a different way, especially trying to keep it to a certain number count, which you told me not to get too hung up on, because I could go on and on. But I'll be quite honest, like during the process, every time that I would write a paragraph, I'd be like, I could write a whole chapter on that paragraph. And so it's definitely got me thinking about my own book at this point, and taking what I've written for this chapter and turning it into a full-on book. So it was very inspiring, and I love doing it. So it's it was after hours work when I wasn't being distracted all day by clients and VAs. Oh, it's okay.
Sorry, Mum's in a meeting. Whichever one you want. Okay, off you go. I'm going to be out in a minute. Sorry. We're in lockdown.
Oh, I missed those days.
Yeah. We're in lockdown again, so I've got my 5-year-old home. So it's been a bit of a juggle. Yeah, it's fun. It is so interesting, you start this journey out often in a multi-author book project going, oh my God, how am I going to write a whole chapter? And then you start writing, and like you said, it's, I could write a whole chapter on just that one paragraph. And that's what a book is, right? And that's why the multi-author book project is such a beautiful stepping stone towards a solo book or towards a lead magnet type book for your business.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, well, I can't wait your solo book come out eventually, because I know that you're going to
where I'll come when I need help.
I love that. And what are you hoping to achieve from writing in this multi-author project?
Sure. Well, the multi-author book is wonderful. I'd like to get other perspectives, see other women's stories, and just, gain some insight to what other things people have been through. I would, of course, love to attract clients that my story may resonate with, of course. And then if I can help one person get through some kind of traumatic event in their life and know that you're going to come through on the other side in a better place, that'll just be like, that'll just touch my heart. If I could have a little bit of feedback that, wow, you went through that, now look at you. I hope to inspire at least, that clients is one thing, which is a lovely thing to have, but inspiration and what's coming from the heart, like in my mentorships, that speaks to me at this time in my life.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely perfect. And if any of you are listening and have been inspired by what Bonnie has had to say about writing in a multi-author book project, we do have our current multi-author book project, Corporate Dropouts from Employee to Entrepreneur, currently open for enrollment. So if you are wanting to experience this and to really grow your business through the art of storytelling and inspire others and grow your reach and your connection with other women in business, then this is absolutely the platform to do it. So if you are interested in that, please do contact me via the website or via private message, whatever you like to chat about that opportunity. Thank you so much for joining me today, Bonnie. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and I know that people listening would have enjoyed it too, so thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's so good to speak to you, Tarryn. Thank you
so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.